Okay, before we get into the actual discussions, any questions from anyone, please? Any questions?
Yeah, LAXMAN, hello.
Your voice is very low.
Hello. Now you can hear me?
The same?
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to ask that are you covering only the functional part, or is there any technical part also in that training?
Yeah, we'll be covering the functional part only. It's a purely functional course where you can understand about the product and the concept. You can go on mute. That's what I just requested, please. So we'll be covering the product, how that product
Okay.
can be used before using, how to configure it. The training for the consultants who wants to work as a consultant on the implementation or support projects. So already we shared the course content also. Anyway, once again, I'll take you through the same curriculum, what we are going to cover. Through this training, you can learn primarily core financial modules, including P2P and O2C cycles. We'll be focusing on P2P and O2C, but the basic configuration flow, that's what we are going to see in the classes. But our primary focus would be on finance. I'll take you through each and every module, what are the basic setups required and what is the purpose of those setups, and what are the different concepts we have from each and every application. To implement those concepts, what setups need to be performed, how the transaction flow works within the application or across the application as a P2P and O2C cycles. This is what we are going to see. It's a purely functional course. Any other questions, please?
We will be doing the setup part only, or we will be doing a full cycle for them?
That's what the same point I mentioned just now. We'll do the setups and we'll test the flows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lakshman, one small query. Lakshman, is there any possibility that we cover e-business tax and IDC books as well, or are they not included?
I think that connectivity is not fine. So what you're talking about iReceivables?
Yes, Lakshman, I-receivables and e-business tax, is there any possibility that we can touch them as well?
Got you. Yeah, EBT, e-business tax, yes. Here we call it as fusion tax. We are going to cover fusion tax also, but iReceivables, that module we are not going to cover. We'll be working on receivables, but not iReceivables. Any other questions from anyone?
Hi, Lakshman Wali here.
Yeah, Wali, please.
Hey,
Actually,
Please go ahead.
I'm from purely technical from the PLC code developer, and I have just the idea about that ERP function and technical side, but not knowledge on this
I don't recommend
functional.
this course. I don't recommend this course for you, because if you want to work as a consultant, you should have a strong product knowledge. And in the market, if somebody knows just cloud financials or any other cloud applications, that kind of skill may not be enough. Now most of the companies are looking for the candidates who are okay with EBS and cloud.
Okay, is there any future it will be your guys are starting the fusion technical course as well?
For fusion technical, there is no much demand in the market. If you take example of the 10 EBS implementation projects, for each project minimum one technical consultant is required, or else depending on the workload of the technical object development, we may require more. But if you take the same case in case of cloud, 10 cloud implementations, hardly we may need 2 or max 3 consultants, or else 2 guys can handle entire technical stuff which is related to cloud. So we'll understand those points, why and all, how all these points will be covered in the today's session. But the demand is very, very less. There are few guys who switched from EBS technical to cloud technical. Again, they are back to cloud functional. That sort of demand they could find. So it's very less demand. The reasons and all will go through very detailed level in today's session. end of the session, you may come up with your questions. Then we can discuss. I think that would be the right time.
So just one thing. So when you said that cloud, okay, so a fusion and cloud is different, right? And we are
Cloud,
having the course.
cloud, how it is different, we'll talk on this today's session, or else just to understand simple point. Better we can discuss in the session only. I'll have a some detailed
No problem.
discussion on that. But simple point is there is no difference between the cloud and Fusion Cloud or Fusion. Both are same. It's all about where you are deploying your application that makes the difference. In terms of functionality, there is no difference. If you are going to use this product by keeping in your own server, I mean to say on premise, okay,
Yes.
you have to buy the license from Oracle. If that product, if you are going to install in your own server, and if you are going to use that you call as Oracle Fusion applications, instead of taking the license and installing in your own server and using, just you can take the subscription from Oracle. You don't need to take license, just take subscription. The server will be managed by Oracle, and you'll be able to access the same instance through cloud option. What is the cloud and all, we'll discuss more detail level. In that case, we'll include the term called as cloud for the same Oracle Fusion applications. Within Oracle Fusion application, we'll include the term called as cloud, since the product is deployed and used with the cloud technology. That's it. Functionality wise, no difference. Product remains same,
Okay. Yeah.
only that accessibility. Okay, how you have based on that, I mean to say deployment model, we can include the cloud or you can remove the cloud from the name. That will discuss more detail level. Once we understand what is a cloud, you can just get to know. Yep. Any other questions?
Okay.
Hi, Lakshman. How many is the total number of sessions you're going to have to complete this course?
It would be more than 70 hours. Says it may go up to 75 to 80 hours. Again, it depends on the participants' questions and all. It could
So roughly speaking, if we're talking 80 hours, so it will span most likely around 2 months or more than that.
Yes. The tentative schedule is 2 months, and we can see it may go up to 2.5 or 3 months. Sometimes we face instance issues and all. Okay, so if you consider those points also, so it may go up to 2.5 months or max 3 months, but the tentative schedule is 2 months.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Is this it?
Lakshman, good morning. Anirudh here. So my question was like, are Oracle Fusion projects covered under the sessions? So you said there were like 4 modules that would be covered. So Oracle Fusion projects is one of the modules that will that be part of the curriculum?
Yeah, Anirudh. See, the Oracle projects here we call as PPM, Project Portfolio Management. That's a name they taken. In EBS Oracle Project Suite, we have the same. In Fusion, we have a PPM, Project Portfolio Management. That is a completely separate offering, like financials, SCM, procurement, HCM. The same way, that is separate offering. Our course is on finance, but we are offering the PPM training also. But this now, whatever the sessions you are attending, these are finance classes. Yes, that is separate course.
Because
Yeah.
because
Yeah, please go ahead, Anirudh.
no, because project portfolio management was actually taken from Primavera. So I thought at least if you can give basics about how it looks, so that will be helpful. Like even for us to self-navigate.
Definitely, it will
Maybe
course is different, right? That is the reason. If see,
Yes.
we are going to
Yes.
work on finance. So since we are working on finance has tight integration with SCM applications, right? With the P2P and O2C cycle. So definitely, if we are going to discuss about that, that would be useful, and that's really required also. That is the reason we are covering the P2P and O2C cycles also. Even we are going to work on finance, because definitely we should explore on that area. That is the reason I'm going to cover. When you talk about projects, yes, projects also has an integration with the finance and SCM modules, but still that is a completely separate product. That is the reason we are not going to touch.
Okay, fine. So maybe a half an hour of high-level basics that could help us, like,
We don't
at least we
touch it.
can self-navigate in our own systems.
No, no, no. We don't touch it because half an hour or 1 hour session is not enough for anyone to understand that. We have to look into that. I mean, the foundation of the setups, then costing setups, billing setups, the flows we have to understand. Even if you have EBS project accounting experience or knowledge, if I take 2 to 3 sessions also, that is not enough. There are certain things which are totally they changed. To understand, we have to invest good amount of time. So since that is a completely different course, we are not touching. We are not going to touch base on that. Okay, fine. If you have any questions on that, we can see later. Okay.
Hi, Lakshman, Rakesh this side.
Yep. Please.
Hey, Lakshman, I am from basically fusion middleware integration background like SOA, BPM, ICS, and PCS.
Okay.
I have worked on the function also. So how feasible or good it will be to proceed with the cloud fusion? So will it be
Yeah.
good for me?
If you have a that sort of experience, again, what you are planning to learn, that totally new for you, right? And one point, the same. I think somebody. Let me check his name. Okay, I'm not very sure. Somebody was asking the similar question. If somebody is just learning these cloud financials without having EBS finance background, for them the big challenge is how to get the job on this. If you have some source where somebody can refer, you can get into the company, that may work out. But if you have a plan of learning this course and trying for this job, it may not work as you expect, because in the market most of the companies are looking for the people who has EBS and cloud experience. Okay, that is a case where your CV can be shortlisted, or else if you are planning to learn only cloud financials, maybe most of the people what they do is after doing this course they claim some experience, that's how they try for the job. But here you get a chance of max 3 to 4 years of experience into your CV if you want to showcase, not more than that. Say you have a good amount of experience, say you are into this different technologies from last 10 years, for example. You might be working as a technical consultant or middleware consultant or some other technologies, etc. In that case, when you have a 10 years of experience and if you are learning this course, based on this knowledge you may claim 3 or 4 years of experience. I'm not recommending this. This is how people do the same we are discussing. When you claim 3 or 4 years of experience, you may crack the interview because you'll get that level of knowledge from these classes, but you will get paid accordingly only. That means they'll treat you have a 3 or 4 years of experience based on your knowledge, because you don't have any scope of showcasing more than 3 to 5 years of experience on this cloud financial, since the product came into the market and stabilized not more than 3 years back. So that is reason the people who are working on EBS and they're learning cloud financial, they'll have a good scope. They can claim their current experience where they are working on EBS, and whatever they're learning, that also they can include. They can retain their total years of experience by just showcasing on this financials application as EBS and cloud. So there will be bit challenge. Apart from that, there is nothing will stop you from understanding this and trying for the job. So that is the reason of what I could see few people what they did is, if somebody is coming from EBS technical background, we recommend first to complete the EBS R12 financials training. Once somebody complete EBS financial training, learning cloud financials is very easy, because what Oracle did is the EBS product only they taken into Fusion. If you learn EBS financials, you are okay with 90% of the product which you are going to see in the Fusion application. The rest of 15 or 20% to understand, you have to go through the sessions. Then you'll get a good scope of presenting more years of experience. So that's what the people do. That's what people are doing. So that really works also. So based on these points, you can take the decision. Hope you got that, what I'm trying to say. Still, if any questions on the same point, please.
Thank you, Lakshman.
Yeah, thanks. Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, Lakshman, if we don't have any experience on EBS functional, shall we proceed with the Fusion? This one you said we can able to crack with the job, and you will give you deliver the course that level of
Yes, yes,
knowledge
yes,
on this
yes,
thing.
yes. But when you get into the work environment, definitely you have a little bit challenge. Again, there are less companies who are taking the resource who knows only cloud applications. The reason is Oracle is going to continue with the EBS R12 up to 2030. That means 11 more years. So if some company is going to take consultants, definitely they are checking their skill set. The guy is okay with EBS also along with the cloud or not. That sort of profiles only they are preferring to choose, so that they can take that resource into EBS project if required into cloud project. That flexibility every company is looking for. So you can learn and you can understand and you can just try for the job, but the opportunities wise you could see less, since you are going to limit to only cloud financials. That's it. Better you
Can
can
we go ahead and
learn
get a
EBS.
demo session, please?
It won't take too much of time, because again one time learning, since you don't have EBS, you want to switch into this Oracle consulting side. Better you can learn EBS, then you can make a plan to learn cloud financials. So once you are ready with these two, you will be very much, you will be showcasing good profile. That means you'll have a very strong profile as per market. Yeah. If you have any questions on the same point, we can connect after session also. We'll discuss on that. Okay. So any other questions from anyone, please?
I would
Hi,
like to
Lakshman.
start
Victor
up
here.
with the demo session, please.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely. Just I don't take
I
much
think
time.
these questions,
If any questions from
yeah, I think
anyone,
these
we'll
questions,
spend more time in the end of the session. But before starting, because still participants are joining, that's the reason I just allotted this time for these discussions. No issues. Let me take one or two questions. Then directly we can jump into the actual discussions. Okay, just one or two questions.
Yeah, Lakshman.
Hello.
One
Good
question
morning,
from me.
Lakshman.
Yeah, Naresh, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, fine, Naresh. Thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I do have an experience of 5 years of experience in EBS, and I'm very new to this cloud fusion
When you
cloud.
say
So
5 years
I
of
just wanted,
experience on EBS, which area?
yeah,
Finance or SCM or something?
in functional as a functional consultant
On finance.
on finance.
Great. Okay. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So this is my first exposure for fusion financial.
Okay.
So I would like to learn much into this. As you said, as there was a discussion that EBS and Fusion makes good sense, where we can find a job
You will be in the
very
demand. You will be in the
soon.
demand, no doubt. If you have a EBS skill also, and if you're learning
Yeah.
cloud, definitely will be in the demand. So you can find
As
plenty.
I used to work in Malaysia, and I got my contract ended
Okay.
a couple of months back. So currently I'm searching for it on EBS, but the market I couldn't find much opportunities. As my friend referred for this one
Okay.
to get trained, and hope it would work out.
Yeah, definitely. 100% it will work out. Okay. Let me talk on this same
Yeah.
point. See, when you are learning, since you have EBS experience, learning cloud is just cakewalk for you. You no need to think you are going to learn some new course. Whatever you know in EBS, the same how that can be done in the cloud environment. That's what really you are going to learn. If you get access to EBS instance, you know how to play with that in terms of fresh implementation, where to start, how to define based on that multi-org structure or anything, how to how to do the setups for each and every application, what to create, where to create, what is the navigation, etc. You know everything. When you start with the cloud financials, we can keep the same in the mind, but how to do the same in the fusion applications, practically you are going to see. So product wise it remains same. There are some slight changes. They did some announcements, and this cloud application completely web based application, whereas EBS the 10 or 20% web and rest of a 70 or 80% is form based. So there are slight differences. There are new functionalities also Oracle introduced in terms of product also you have to understand. So only for that reason think you are going to attend these classes. But you are not going to learn what is invoice, what is a payment, what is supplier, what is customer, how to define and all. Almost remain same as EBS, but you are going to see how the same can be configured and managed, how the process works, dashboards, etc. What is new in the Fusion, how the same kind of solution design can be done in Fusion applications we are going to learn. That's really you are going to learn if you have a EBS experience. And what there are differences, as I mentioned, new features, as a new feature are announcements in terms of technology and some other components also they introduced as a part of Fusion if you compare with EBS. Okay, that's how we have. Fine. So now let's get into the actual discussions. Definitely we'll spend enough time to take your questions and we'll discuss in the end of the session. Okay, I'll just run through this session maybe for 1 hour. After 1 hour, we'll just spend time on the questions. Okay, so that we'll be getting more clarity about this course. That's how we can get into this. Fine. Okay. So when you talk about this course, here we have two options. The first option is online training. Yes, if you have a time availability, you can attend the online classes. We'll be running these classes 8 to 9:30. It goes up to 1 month with this schedule. After 1 month, we'll be preponing the classes to 6 o'clock. Okay, we'll run these classes 6 to 7:30. That's how the schedules will be changed. You can check from your end whether these are flexible or not. So, but this would be the schedule. Okay, if you are from EBS background, you can go with the second option, recorded class videos. The recorded class videos we extracted from the previous live classes only. You can find those videos are very much interactive sessions. We covered each and everything. By going through the classes also, you can acquire the knowledge what really you require to work on the cloud financial applications. We'll share the instance and we'll provide you the videos. In your free time, you can play those videos and you can practice. If you have any questions, I would be available for the discussions. If you have a simple question, you can email me. If you have a set of questions, yes, we can schedule the call and we can connect. Say you have EBS experience or knowledge, still you want to attend the live classes, yes, you can attend. And other side, you can opt for the videos also. You can play the videos. Other side, you can attend the live classes. So this flexibility we have. So you can take the videos and you can start playing, you can start practicing, and every day you can attend the online classes also, or else you can attend the online classes. Other side, you can opt for the videos also. If you opt for online training, you can get previous batch videos also free, as well as current batch videos also for free. We'll share the videos through Google Drive. You can download and you can keep with you permanently. It's not like limited period access. You can download and you can keep with you permanently. Same applicable in case of recorded class videos. Say you are going to subscribe recorded class videos, we'll be providing all the videos and instance. You can start practicing. Along with that, if you want to attend the current batch live classes, yes, you can attend. If not current batch, upcoming batch, you can attend for free. Okay, we don't have any restrictions on that. If you subscribe now for 1 year, you are allowed to attend any live batch sessions up to 1 year. Okay, so that's how it works when you talk about these two options. Any questions on these two options, what we are talking about, please? Or else directly we can just...
Hi, Lakshman.
Yeah, please.
Hi, Lakshman. Good morning. My name is Narasimha.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, one of my colleague is joining Fusion class, but he don't have EBS basic. So he is asking me how about R12 classes and all. I joined Fusion, but I don't have basic knowledge also in R12. So what is the...
I think I'm not very sure you are in the session from beginning or not. The same point we were talking about. We don't recommend these classes who doesn't have EBS knowledge. Otherwise, if they can attend and they can understand, but finding job may be a bit challenge. In that case, they have to try for the job only on cloud applications. We'll discuss on this more detail level. Let's take this question in the end of the session so that we can spend more time on this. Yep. Okay. Fine. So any questions on these two options, please? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, no questions. Fine. So this is the agenda for today's session. Okay, first we'll talk about fusion applications. What is the meaning of cloud computing? What makes difference between on-premise and cloud? And what are the different options are available for cloud customers? And what's new in the fusion applications? I'm not going to cover each and everything what we have as new in the fusion application. Just very high level. I'll introduce few concepts what you can find as new. After discussing all these points, finally we'll go through the course content. Okay, the first point is fusion applications. Before we get into that, when you look at the Oracle journey, we know very well Oracle started as a database company. They came into the market as a database company. Later they started developing the application by seeing the good response from the market for Oracle database, and the initial release is e-business suite 11i. They started applications, they developed the application, they released into market as a e-business suite 11i. Again, it got good response from the market. After that, they did some enhancements to the same product and they released new applications, and that's how they just introduced the version called as release 12, e-business suite release 12, R12. So this e-business suite 11i or R12, these products are owned by Oracle. So after that, what Oracle found in the market is there is huge challenge in the market when client is going to
LAXMAN.
choose the best ERP. Yeah, please.
LAXMAN, you are wrong. 11i before 11i there is 10.7 release. Do you know that?
See, one second. We no need to go more details, not required, just for understanding. See, there are some people who doesn't know what is the versions and all. Again, within the 11i, we have many sub-version release 12 and all. Okay, you are right. I don't disagree with you. That information is not required for us here because we are not going to work on it. If we are going to work on that, we have to understand each and every point. Okay, thanks for the info. Fine. So this is how just from database they moved to 11i version after 11i release 12. Okay, now Oracle built applications called as Oracle Fusion applications or Oracle Fusion Cloud application. We'll understand what is the difference between just Fusion applications and Fusion Cloud applications. So there is a big challenge in the market for the clients to choose the best ERP. With that reason, to resolve it, Oracle came up with the Fusion applications. How that is, we'll talk on that. We'll move on to next slide to understand few points. So when you talk about ERP products in the market, we have few. I taken few ERP products names here to go with our whatever the example I want to demonstrate. So we have a JD Edwards, one of the ERP product. In the same way, PeopleSoft, Siebel, Oracle E-Business Suite, and Hyperion and Primavera, not ERP products, but those are enterprise solutions. So this is how there are many ERP products in the market. But if you look at any ERP, that ERP, all the areas of solutions are not very famous. If you take example of JD Edwards, maybe from JD Edwards, SCM, supply chain management solution may be good. When you talk about PeopleSoft is offering supply chain management, human capital management, financial management, and supply relationship management. But if somebody is going to choose the best solution from PeopleSoft, always they'll opt HCM. That means from PeopleSoft, HCM solution is very famous. Okay, in the same way, when you talk about Siebel is offering CRM and ERM and PRM. These are the different solutions they are offering, but out of all these, the best piece from the Siebel is CRM. The same way when you talk about our Oracle E-Business Suite, so Oracle EBS, from Oracle EBS, there are many solutions are available like supply chain management, customer relationship management, financial management, projects, and HRMS. There are many products are available, product families are available, but out of that, the best part is finance. When you talk about Hyperion, this is for reporting, planning, budgeting purpose. So when you talk about Hyperion, definitely these all are doing very good in the market. And the Primavera is very famous for project portfolio management. It's primarily, when you say here project portfolio management, it's a more project scheduling and all that sort of solution. This Primavera is very famous. Now, if any company is going to choose Okay, or else before that, the same I highlighted here. Say from JD Edwards, supply chain management is very famous. From PeopleSoft, human capital management is very famous. From Siebel, CRM solution is very famous. From EBS, financial management. From Hyperion financial reporting. And Primavera, portfolio management, PPM is very famous. Now the big challenge is if any company is going to implement ERP, okay, say this is their requirement. They want to implement supply chain management. They want to implement HCM, human capital management, which you may call as HRMS, and they want to implement customer relationship management, which is CRM, in the same way finance. So as per their business functions, say they want to implement these areas of applications. Now tell me which ERP is the best. You don't find one ERP which will suit best for their organization need. The reason is they need SCM, HCM, CRM, and finance. There is no one ERP which is offering the best solutions for these 4 areas. We just now discussed PeopleSoft for HCM. Since they have a requirement for HCM, they have to choose HCM from PeopleSoft. They have requirement of CRM. CRM is best from the Siebel. They have to choose Siebel for CRM. They have a requirement of finance. Finance is good from EBS. So they have to e-business suite. They have to choose financials from Oracle. And they have a requirement of SCM, supply chain management. They have to choose SCM, which is the best from which product. So it is great challenge for any client to choose best solution from the different ERPs. If they go with a different solution from the different ERP, they will have a lot many challenges. They have to build integration across all these different ERP products. Before that, they have to invest a lot for the licensing, and they have to maintain the very strong team, the strong technical team to manage all these integrations and to work on all the relevant issues, and there will be a big challenge for any client. So that means there is no the best ERP in the market to cater the client requirements for the specialized areas. As a specialized areas, if they go with one ERP, that can give the best for specific area. Now, what clients are doing in the market? They are looking at what is their specialized area, what is a very primary area as per their business. Accordingly, they are choosing these products. If their primary areas majorly they deal with a very more finance driven transactions, SCM is less priority, CRM is less priority. In that case, definitely since their primary area is finance, they'll go with the financials. Okay, they are choosing Oracle E-Business Suite for their ERP implementation as the ERP. So financially is very primary. So anyway, financial is good, but supply chain and CRM and other areas also available from Oracle as per their requirement also, those are not that much primary. If some company is looking for very primarily CRM solution, okay, their primary area is CRM and other side finance and etc. Yes, they required. In that case, their primary area is finance, so definitely they'll choose Siebel. So that's how the companies are choosing. Now what Oracle did is, Oracle acquired most of the ERP products which are available in the market, which are really doing good in the specific area. So here I just taken the same JD Edwards, Oracle acquired. Okay, PeopleSoft, Oracle acquired. Siebel, Oracle acquired. Anyway, Oracle E-Business Suite is their own product, and Primavera also Oracle acquired, and Hyperion Oracle acquired. This is how not only these, I taken the few examples. They acquired many products. They acquired many products, and by acquiring many products, what they build is they built fusion applications. That means from PeopleSoft, which is a famous solution that they selected. From Siebel, from JD Edwards, what is a famous they taken. From Siebel, what is a famous. From EBS E-Business Suite, which is a famous. From Primavera is famous for what. That's how they taken the best solutions from the different ERP and enterprise products, and they built ultimate product called as fusion applications. Okay, now here, now JD Edwards is Oracle JD Edwards, PeopleSoft is Oracle PeopleSoft, Siebel is Oracle Siebel, and Primavera is Oracle Primavera, Hyperion is Oracle Hyperion. So that's how we have. So all these ERP products they acquired. Okay, they acquired. With those applications, they build product called as Fusion applications. When we are working on Fusion applications, if you access financials, you don't see this as the EBS financials. You will find as a Fusion financials only. When you are working on HCM, human capital management, which they taken from the PeopleSoft. From PeopleSoft, they taken HCM solution, human capital management, which is equal to our EBS HRMS. That name you can see as a Fusion HCM only. They don't display the name as a PeopleSoft HCM. The same way, if you are going to use CRM solution from Fusion application, nowhere you see that as a Siebel CRM, but reality that is Siebel CRM. When we are going to work on Hyperion reporting and all within the Fusion application, you see as a Fusion related reporting only. They are not mentioning more or less the name everywhere. Okay, that's how we have a different solutions which are taken into Fusion applications. So that is the meaning of Fusion application. They fuse the different best solution from the different ERP and other enterprise products into one platform, that is Fusion applications. That's the meaning of Fusion applications. Any questions on this, please? Okay, they built ultimate product. If any client is going to choose Oracle Fusion applications, they'll get best solution for their financial management, because financial management is available in the Fusion from EBS, e-business suite. If they are going to opt for HCM solution, yes, HCM solution is available in the Fusion application from PeopleSoft, which is a famous in the market. If they are going to opt for CRM solution, yes, within the Fusion application, CRM solutions available, which they taken from the Siebel, which is very famous in the market for CRM solution. The same way, reporting or project management or supply chain management, for everything we have a best solutions available in the Fusion application. Now client no need to look for other ERP to have a better solution from the different their business process or specific module or etc. Everything they can get as a part of Fusion applications. So that's the meaning of Fusion applications. Any questions on this, please? And again, you no need to take the separate license for each and every product. I mean, in terms of these products. Okay, so as per, you have to treat as this one applications, and what are the modules you need subscription or license, accordingly you have to take. So finance from this, finance from the EBS suite, separate license is not required. From PeopleSoft to the HCM is from PeopleSoft, you don't need to take the separate license. It's all about which products you require, you have to take, not based on the legacy of the products. Okay, not based on the legacy. The original product based license is not required. How the products are available within the Fusion applications, accordingly you can take the subscription or license. Subscription means we no need to take the license, we'll use and we'll pay. That anyway we'll be discussing. License we know very well. In EBS what we do, every client take the license, they'll get the product, they'll install, they'll start using. So everything will be managed as an on-premise, means they'll maintain their own server. Done. So any questions here, please? Fine, no questions.
Hi.
Yeah, please.
In the training, you have covered the demo project after the completion.
The entire training will take with that demo approach only, because we are not going to touch any existing setups which are available in that instance. When you are doing the implementation for your client, what approach we follow in first instance, what approach we follow, the same we are going to run through these training classes. We'll do for everything from the scratch. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Fine. So the next point here is cloud computing. Okay, when I talk about cloud computing, I just have a few slides to understand more detail level. So what cloud computing company do? I'm not talking about just Oracle only. Any cloud computing company, what they do. So we know that we have experience where client buy one server and server. The client take the license for the product. That software will be installed in the physical server with the help of DBA, and the people who are working for that organization, maybe like from the same country, the same all the people may work in the same country, or people might work from the different countries. The people will start accessing the same server from the different geographies. Okay, So that sort of experience we have when we work with EBS. That's how reality works. Client has to buy the server infrastructure. They have to take the license that will be installed in that server. The server will be located in some physical location. The users will be start accessing from the maybe from different countries or from the same country. So in that model we have experience. But when you talk about cloud computing, what happens? What cloud companies do? In case of cloud computing, okay, if you are going to opt cloud option from Oracle or let's take example as only Oracle. If you are going to take, you want to use financials, SCM, HRM solution for your organization. In that case, if you want to take this service from Oracle, what Oracle will do is they'll buy one physical server. They'll get one physical server. Here is the physical server. By using this physical server, as per the client requirements, okay, as per the client requirements, they can generate the virtual servers by using the concept called as virtualization. We have VMware, which we use for virtualization. Okay, with the virtualization logic, they'll create n number of virtual servers. Yes, physical servers we have to locate somewhere. Then what about virtual servers? With the help of physical servers, whatever the virtual servers Oracle is creating, that they locate within the internet as a source. For physical servers, there will be some source, there will be specific location. But what are the virtual servers Oracle is creating for their clients? Those they'll keep available internet as a source. So when they keep available as internet as a source, that would be easy for the business users or consultants to access. So if you have your physical server in US, if you are accessing the same server from India, there will be some sort of delay in terms of when you have to send a request from India. As an India user, you have to send a request to that server. Again, it has to go in all the ways to that server. There will be some network traffic, etc. And again, the server response also, it will take some time. So instead of keeping the server in the physical location, if you are keeping the server virtually, it's not a physical server. These all we call as virtual servers, which are created with the help of physical server. Those they'll reside in the internet as a source. Okay, internet as a source. So if you are trying to connect to, again, what they do is this cloud computing company, they'll keep these virtual servers to be available in the nearest data centers from where client is accessing also. So you have a physical server in one country, your users are accessing from 10 countries. 10 country users should submit the request to the server which is located in one country. From all the ways, the server should respond to the 10 country users from the same location, same physical server location. But in case of virtualization, what happens is, we'll go with this example, the same point we discussed. Virtual server architecture. We'll have applications, we'll have a database, operating system, and virtual infrastructure. This is similar to physical server only. So this is what we discussed. What physical server will create n number of virtual servers. All will be placed in the internet. When you place in the internet, that only we call as we are placing this. We are going to use in the cloud. That will get more clarity on that if you go to one slide. See here, take this example. So this is a physical server. It can create a number of virtual servers based on that server capability. Okay, say we created Oracle created one server for the client A, virtual server they created. So the client has a business operations from these three countries, Australia, US, and India. Okay, so if they have one physical server from three countries, they have to connect to the same server. Instead of connecting to the physical server, so Oracle is going to provide cloud's virtual server in case of cloud computing concept. So the users are accessing from which countries? Based on that users need, the same virtual server they'll just maintain, they'll keep available in the relevant data centers. The same virtual server they'll keep available in US data center, India data center, Australia data center. If Australia user is trying to connect to the same server, the URL would be same for these three. Okay, this is just through virtualization, whatever they created, they'll keep available. They'll keep available That means they'll through catching concept, right? We have a catching concept. So they'll maintain that same server cache in these 3 countries, 3 country data centers. The URL would be same. When user is trying to connect, the system will identify, okay, the system will identify the server is located in which country. If server is located, if the user is located in India, it will redirect that access to India data center. So for India user, India data center is very nearest. The same country the data center is available. So when the India user is connecting to India data center, that virtual server, in terms of the response from the server, it is far better compared to physical servers which ideally we connect in case of EBS. So when India user connect to India data center virtual server, whatever the request they submit, immediately that goes to that server. Whatever the request they submitted for any data or any activity, the server also will respond immediately. That means user experience will be very rich. Since these virtual servers are managed by Oracle, they'll make sure that those are up and running all the time with good accessibility and with greater flexibility of in terms of accessing for the user, which will enhance the user experience when you compare with the on-premise instances. The same way, if USA user is trying to access the instance itself can identify, the URL can identify the user is located in which country, USA. In USA data center is available for the Oracle, it will connect you to USA data center, the virtual server which they located, which they placed. In US user, when US user is trying to connect to that instance, if no data center is owned by that cloud computing company, it will automatically redirect to the nearest data center. If it is the nearest data center, user experience will be really good because the connectivity establishment and server response will become easy since it's a very close. And all the time network and security, other aspects, it no need to take time to validate and verify to respond, and the passing the same information all the ways in the network traffic, etc. This all can be avoided. So that's how user experience can be enhanced. This kind of model only we call as cloud. Okay, if any company is going with a cloud option, so this is how the cloud computing company can help to the clients. If you are going with on-premise means you'll buy the server that will be located somewhere. You may connect to that server from any location. All the ways you have to connect to that server which is located in the physical, some specific physical location. But in case of cloud computing, the same server, by using the physical server which is owned by that cloud computing company, those are very big missions. They'll create the virtual servers for client convenience, and they'll keep the same virtual servers to be available in the client nearest data centers from which countries client need access. So this is what we have to understand. Okay, what is the meaning of cloud computing? Okay, this is the exact technique cloud computing companies follows to provide the cloud services. Again, when you talk about cloud computing and all, most of the companies, they don't, in case of cloud, they'll provide the subscription only, because the product will be managed by the cloud computing company. In our case, product will be managed by Oracle only. You don't need to take the license, just you have to take the subscription, saying for which products you need subscription, for how many users, for which period. Just pay and use. And if you need access to more users, accordingly you can pay extra and you can access. So you no need to maintain any technical team. You no need to buy the server infrastructure. You no need to maintain the technical team. Your technical team in the sense DBAs, the security and the network admins, etc. You no need to get that team deployed in for your project. So everything will be managed by Oracle only, including the DBA. In this case, the virtual servers and all will be managed by Oracle DBA team. When you are going to use this cloud solution from Oracle, we no need to have a DBA team. Primarily, we need functional resource. Depending on the subscription, there are different type of subscriptions we are going to discuss now in few minutes. So depending on the subscription, you may not need technical consultants for your project. So this is a point we have to understand. Okay. So when you talk about cloud computing here, Oracle is providing the complete product solution through web pages, ADF pages. So that is the reason it got flexibility to access that product from any device which is connected to internet. It could be your smartphone or tablet or laptop, any device. Okay, in fact, the instance which you are going to use also you can connect from your mobile. Okay, so that is a point we have to understand. So we'll talk about this slide and other slide. If you have any questions, definitely we can discuss on those. So here I'm taking the simple example. So this is a basic architecture of virtual instance, virtual server. So infrastructure, operating system, and applications. I take a simple example. There are three clients who has a different requirements. The first client is they need only storage space. They need only storage space. Ideally, if you need some storage space, if you don't have a physical laptop or desktop to store some data, what we do? You may take the service from the AWS, Amazon Web Services. There you can buy the storage space and you can just install some software, or you can just place some files and you can maintain your data within that storage space. Okay. One client requirement is just they need storage space. The other client requirement is they need applications access. They need application access. There is so and so, say there is some XYZ application which is offered by so and so vendor. So that application is required by so and so client. Okay, here I am taking the client 2 required access to that application. Just how the application is available, they want to use, they want to pay. The third client requirement is they need access to application. If at all they want to modify, they want to customize that application as per this requirement, they should be able to do it. Okay. One client requirement is they need database only. Okay. Database access. I mean, they need some storage space where they can maintain some data that may be application related. They may install the application within the storage space, or else they may maintain the files and all. The other client requirement is they need just application access. Say the one client is offering certain applications for their customers. In that manner, this client may look for some application access to use for their organization need. The third client requirement is, yes, they need application access. Along with that, there should be flexibility to do the customizations. If you take these three requirements here, that suits the actual cloud computing offerings which are available in the market. What first client required? The first client required storage space. If any client requires storage space, they can take this subscription. IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. Okay. Say for example, we are running the company. We taken some license from 2-3 different vendors. When you take the license from the different vendors, the product will get from them and we have to install in our own server, but we don't want to buy the server. So in that case, you can contact any cloud computing company and you can buy the storage space. That option, that subscription we called as IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. So you'll get a storage space if you subscribe IaaS option from any cloud computing company. What are the applications you take in the license from one or multiple different vendors? Those applications you can install in this storage space and you can start using. Storage space you are taking from one vendor, maybe from AWS, Amazon Web Services. If not AWS, even Oracle also offering this storage space for the customers. You can buy the storage space from AWS or Oracle or Google from different vendors who are very famous in the market. So then you can get the applications instead of buying your own server. Within the storage space you can install and you can configure and you can start using the applications. That's how you can use the IaaS option, so which we call as infrastructure as a service. The cloud computing company, they will provide the infrastructure where you can store the data or you can install the applications to use for your organization purpose. Okay, that is one option. The second option is application access. Here let's take Oracle example. So you want to use financials for your organization, but you don't want to buy the server infrastructure. You don't want to buy the server. You don't want to take the license for the product. you want to take just access to Oracle financial application from Oracle. So in that case, this model really will help you. So which applications you need access? Financials. Then you have to subscribe financial access with this option, SaaS model. SaaS means software as a service. You are not going to take any license from Oracle, just you are taking the SaaS subscription. In that case, they will allow you to access financial applications. Then you can implement, you can configure as per your business requirement with the help of some consulting company, or else you may have some in-house team, whatever it may be, like you can configure and you can start using. You don't need to worry about the server and all DBA part. The servers will be managed by Oracle, and DBS will be helping you if you need any sort of help to apply the patches or any sort of DBA activities they'll be doing. So only what we have to do is, as a client, just will be using and will be paying to the Oracle, which we call as SaaS. Okay, just will take the application access. Can we do the customizations if you go with the SaaS? No, we cannot do product related customizations, but you can create the custom reports. Creating the custom reports doesn't change the application functionality. It's all about what data you want to fetch from the database which is already available based on your transactions. So that doesn't falls under real customization. That is the reason, even if any client is going with the SaaS option from Oracle, still they can do the reports customizations, and they can build third-party integrations also. They can build the third-party integrations. That is possible in case of SaaS. We can do the third-party integrations, and we can do the report customizations. We can do the small personalizations if some client is going to opt for SaaS model for their company. So that is the meaning of SaaS. And the other option is, one client is looking for applications access. If required, they need option to customize those as per their business need. In that case, they have to take the subscription from Oracle called PaaS. PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. So that means, what is a platform? Here Oracle provides the platform to do the customizations. Okay, it will give the flexibility along with using the application. If at all any new functionality needs to be implemented, that can be implemented within the PaaS model. Okay, PaaS model. Just 1 second, please. Let me complete. If you have any questions, definitely we can discuss. Even we'll go back to the previous slide also if you have any questions. So in the PaaS model, that's how it works. We'll have access to the application. We can configure and we can start using. If at all you want to implement some new functionality, that is possible only in the PaaS model. So in the PaaS model, you'll get a flexibility of developing new functionality, or else if you want to develop new application also, you can develop and you can deploy. That flexibility you will get if you go with the PaaS. In case of SaaS, no, you cannot develop any new functionality. You have to use what are the functionalities available as a part of product. That means only standard functionality you can use. You cannot build any custom functionality. So this is the point we have to understand. What is the big difference between the SaaS and the PaaS? What is the advantages in the SaaS and what is the disadvantages in the PaaS? So to understand that, we'll move on to next slide. So IaaS only hosting service. Okay, in case of IaaS, hosting service will get, you can install what are the applications you want to install into that, you can start using. If you go with a SaaS model, you can consume the products for which products you are taking the subscription. So applications, middleware, server, nothing you can touch to modify, to play with that. You can take the service and you can use it in case of SaaS model. In case of PaaS model, you'll get advantage of building the new functionality or building the new application. That means you'll have a control on these applications where you can build new applications. So that is a flexibility. In case of IaaS, just you'll get a hosting and you can install your own operator, what are the operating system you require, and there'll be flexibility of choosing. When you are taking the service only, you can opt which operating system, okay, Linux or Windows or etc. you can choose. And the applications, you based on your choice, you can install the applications, or else you can get the application license from Oracle, the same you can install in that, or else including the application also you may take this option. How you require accordingly you can take it. I have one more slide to talk on this. Okay, this will go later. I think just I remove that. No issues. So these are the simple points to understand. Now you can go ahead with your question to understand the cloud, these three options: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, any questions here, please? Any questions from anyone to understand the difference, please?
Lakshman, in general, what will be the approach of any client to go with or to select with out of these three services? What will be the general approach of any client, Lakshman?
Most of the clients, more than 90% of clients are going with the SaaS only SaaS. Why they are choosing SaaS? It doesn't allow new functionality development. It doesn't allow new customizations. Reports we can customize. You can create the custom reports. The reason is, so tomorrow if Oracle is going to come up with a new release, this SaaS subscription will get converted into latest version automatically. That is a great advantage. Say now the current version, the latest version is release 13. Maybe after 1 year, Oracle may come up with release 14. So if you are a SaaS customer, you no need to do any upgrade activity. How we do in EBS? In EBS, what we do, that's as some sort of project we have to do, right? We'll just apply the patches. We'll clone that production environment, and in the test environment, whatever the environment we clone, we run the pre-upgrade reports, and we'll apply the patches, and we'll be testing the impact, and we'll note all the bugs, and we do thorough testing, and again we'll be converting the production into production. We'll apply the patches on the production environment. That's how that will convert it into latest version. Again, we have to make sure that everything is working fine. It takes time to stabilize, right? Because there will be a number of bugs which we experience when you convert into the latest version. I mean, when we upgrade. And again, we have to run the post-upgrade reports. We have to make sure that everything upgraded properly. It's a big task for us. It may take 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, depending on the complexity or size of the client. So it takes time. But in case of cloud, in case of SaaS, no customizations we are going to do with respect to application functionality. So that is the reason whenever Oracle comes up with the latest release, automatically our environment will be upgraded to latest version. If customer is PaaS customer, that won't happen. It has to be done how we do in case of EBS. Okay, we have to look after all the customizations, and we have to do the thorough testing, and the same practice how we do in EBS. That sort of approach we have to follow, but we have to take the Oracle DB help to do all those activities. We'll keep in touch with them by raising SRs. Even in case if it could be SaaS or PaaS, if you have some issue that you identified as a bug, so ideally what we do is we'll just talk to our DBA team to apply the patch in the respective environment. Here, in case of cloud, we have to raise SR to Oracle so that they'll route to DBA team depending on what purpose we are raising SR, what need. Then DBA team will come into the picture to apply the patches. Whatever the activities are done by DBA in case of our EBS project, all those tasks will be handled by Oracle DBA team only. Okay, that's what we have to understand. So most of the clients are using, more than 90%, I could say more than 95% clients are using SaaS only. Very big clients. I mean, most of the cloud clients are small and mid-size. Okay, so small and medium clients are using Oracle Cloud application. There are a few big clients also started using, but they opted for PaaS, because big clients means definitely there will be some kind of custom process need, because their business process may be complex process which may not be supported by standard functionality how Oracle designed and developed. So that is the reason they need flexibility of developing certain new functionalities or some process changes. So that is the reason very few clients are opted just in the market you could see opted for PaaS subscription. Most of the clients are using SaaS only. So this is a point we have to understand. Any questions here, please?
For example, if you want to add any button in the application or module, should we go to PaaS or SaaS?
Yeah, see the buttons and all, in the sense, see, again, when you talk about that is some sort of
And
personalization,
functionality.
right?
Yeah, some for customization, some approval button or something like that.
Yeah, got you. So the basic personalizations you can do in the SaaS. Okay, the very basic personalization. Say I want to just hide one field. Yes, I can do. We can do that. We want to make one field optional field as a mandatory. Yes, you can do that, because that doesn't impact the actual functionality. Okay, so just dealing with the one or two fields or radio options or checkboxes, those and all you can do in the SaaS. But if you want to set some behavior in the specific page, okay, there is one, we need one new tab which is not available in the application. This all comes under some little bit advanced personalizations. Those you cannot do in the SaaS model, that you can do in the PaaS. Okay, that's how it works. Any other questions, please? Yeah.
Yeah, Lakshman, I have a question here.
Yeah.
So, if the customer is upgrading from R12 to Fusion, which is the best offering that you consider, or we should go with?
Yeah, I got your question. The first point is there is no option available to upgrade from EBS to cloud. Okay, if it is option is available, then we can talk about SaaS or PaaS. Say for example, there is option available to upgrade from EBS to cloud, but that is not there. We'll take that point. We'll discuss on that. If option is available, which they have to choose, that totally depends. If they have a customizations, definitely they have to go with the PaaS. In EBS, say they have a customizations. In that case, if they are moving to cloud, they should choose PaaS. In EBS, client is using the application, it's only the standard functionality which is available. That means that project is vanilla implementation sort of project which is done. In that case, they can go with the SaaS, because SaaS, no customization, then only you can go with the SaaS, then they can choose the SaaS. As of now, there is no option from Oracle to upgrade from EBS to Fusion or say cloud, anything you can call. If any client wants to use Fusion applications or say Fusion cloud applications, they have to go with the re-implementation only. They have to treat EBS as a legacy, and they have to do all the configuration and everything in the Fusion applications. But the advantage is already solution you could see as a designed within the EBS, the same solution you can replicate in the Fusion. But the thing is, you have to do all the setups again, and you have to do the data conversion. Okay, then the client can move to cloud to use this application. It has to be done as a re-implementation only. That's it. No upgrade possible from EBS to cloud or say Fusion.
Okay.
So did you say like still the conversion is possible from R12 to Fusion?
So, sorry, could you please repeat?
So the data conversion is still feasible for R12 to Fusion?
Feasible,
data conversion.
Feasible in the sense, see here, see, there are different approaches. You may collect the data through manual process with the help of business users, or else you may just help of technical people. You can extract the data into specific format of templates. The same approach you have to follow. If you are doing the EBS implementation, we prepare the templates and we'll collect the data from the business. If large volume of the data, you may need, you may take the technical team support to extract the data into specific format, right? The same approach you have to follow here, but in case of Fusion, you no need to prepare the data templates. All the data templates Oracle is providing. For your master and transactional data, Oracle is providing the data templates. Since we are going to use the same data templates to load the data into Fusion application, we don't need any technical team support to perform the data conversions. We know very well in EBS, at least for data conversions, we need technical resource. It may be vanilla implementation project where you are not doing any customization, still we need technical resource at least to perform the data conversions. But in the Fusion, to perform the data conversions, we don't need technical resource. Being a functional consultant, we can perform the data conversions. That's how they made the job easy. Anyway, we are going to work on all those master and transactional data conversions. We'll be executing in our classes. We'll get to know how those can be done. Fine. Any other questions?
Lakshman, yeah, does Oracle Cloud Financials come under two offerings as well, SaaS and PaaS? So
Yes.
I'm not sure whether it's available in PaaS model.
Yes. All the products,
Okay.
all the products are available. So whatever we have as from Oracle as a Fusion related applications, all available through SaaS and PaaS model.
Okay. So what is the development studio for PaaS model in Oracle Cloud Financials? Is it same PL SQL editor or is it something else?
No, they are. It's a very the friendly tool. Primarily, you should know ADF. You should know the ADF technology.
Okay.
By using the ADF, you will be able to develop those pages. Because in the Fusion, you don't see any forms. Okay, D2K, etc. You cannot use to develop these functionalities. If you know ADF technology, then you'll be able to build new functionality.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Lakshman, one more question on the same lines. So, in comparing to the R12 and the Fusion, okay, the underlying database structures in the Fusion, for example, talking about the PO module or so, like, okay, like you have the headers, lines, locations, and distribution, those kind of. So, is it the structure is still the same in Fusion?
Yes.
Okay, and how about the tables? So the tables are also in the same way they have like on the database
table names, including the columns and everything remain as it is. In our class, I'll take you through that also, where you could see all the table names. Okay, and even will be just to understand how to write the SQL queries in the cloud. I'll take you through the process how to write the SQL queries. In that case, we'll be using some table names. There also you can see the names are as it is, because the finance they taken from the EBS only. So in EBS, what are the tables you could see, the same names you can find. That's how the table names and the structures, everything remains same.
Lakshman, we have a question.
Yeah, please.
How to develop custom jobs?
Yeah, 1 second, Srikanth, 1 second. Yeah, please go ahead. Somebody's. Yeah.
The question is that in case we have some custom job which is linked to PL SQL procedures, how to implement that in Fusion as we do in R12?
Yeah, we can do that. Oracle is providing the BI environment where you can write any sort of query and you can develop the report. Once you're done with that, you are talking about job means the request report related job or something else? What exactly?
Yeah, it is. If it is a concurrent request.
Yeah, correct. Because I think Fusion, what we call, that is the reason you use the name called a job. That's what I want to make sure that. Yeah, the job. What are the programs? What are the requests we call in EBS that we are calling as jobs here? So in EBS we have a job and job set. Here we call as a request and request set in a EBS. In Fusion we are calling as job set. So here we can create those job also. You can register. You can create custom report. Against that you can do the registration. Nothing but job you can create that you can provision the access to the user. How to do all these things I'll be covering in the classes. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Srikanth, please go ahead. I think you had some question. If not you,
Lakshman, like in R12 we have custom schema where we can deploy our custom packages and custom jobs. Do we have similar scenario in Fusion?
If it is a PaaS, you can do that. If it is a PaaS, you can do it. Okay. So otherwise, just you can if you define the custom reports and all the schemas and all, we don't have a flexibility of creating, and they'll just will create anything and will be placing in the custom folders, etc. That's how you can maintain the schemas and all. You cannot create in case of SaaS model.
How about instances, Lakshman? The different instances, can we maintain different instances here?
Venkat, sorry, you see your voice is not much clear. Could you please repeat it?
I'm sorry, I was actually asking about the instances. Do you have the possibility to maintain different instances here?
Here in the sense of what exactly? Multiple instances, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. The test, pre-prod, development instance, and production instance, likewise.
I got your question. See, when you talk about the instances, yes, in case of EBS, ideally we may go with the 3 instances as a test, dev, and prod production instance. But in case of cloud, by default, Oracle provides 2 instances only. Okay, Oracle provides 2 instances only. One is pre-prod, other one is prod. Pre-production and production. The pre-production instance we can use for testing purpose as a test instance. Maybe when once implement is done, you may use the same for cloning and other purposes. The second instance is anyway production instance. By default, you'll get 2 instances. If you need more than 2, additionally you have to pay to get those. That's it. Any other questions?
Yeah, see, Lakshman here, as you said, there will be 2 instances in the being provided by the Oracle in the cloud. So how frequently is going to be the clone from the production? It is on a daily basis, or there will be some scheduled time will be there? So at the time.
I got your question. In case of EBS, how often the cloning we do? That's always based on our plan or based on the need. The same is applicable here. You can raise SR to DBA team saying that the production need to be cloned to test environment. They'll do it. That's it. There is no schedules. They'll be keep doing with a certain intervals. It's all about our request only, our need. Whenever we need, we can request them. Then they'll do it. Done.
Okay, there is another one question. As you have mentioned here in the past between the SaaS. In the SaaS, there will be a there could not be any change in the behavior. So in that case, we do have some bank integrations or some kind of
you can do. See, one point
the
here.
data has to
Srikanth, one second.
No.
We are not going to touch the standard functionality, and we are not building any new functionality, right? That's all about integrations and all. The integrations you can do in any model. It could be SaaS or PaaS. For that, we have a SOA, service-oriented arc structure. With the help of SOA, you can build the inbound or outbound integrations. That is possible. So whatever you are referring, that is not a customization which you are doing within the product. It's okay. It's all about you are establishing the connectivity. That can be possible in any model. It could be SaaS or PaaS. That we can do.
Correct.
Yeah. So any other questions from anyone, please?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, Lakshman, Anirudh here. So my question was related to connectivity. So for example, if the R12 version has been converted to the Fusion model, and from there we need to develop an outbound interface where we use some kind of connectors like Informatica. So in that case, when we actually pull the data from Oracle, so what are the allowable connectors available? So what are the connectors that Oracle supports?
Okay, the different options.
Other than
there are inbuilt tools from Oracle and all. So I'll talk about that integrations. What are the different options available as a session? In one session, I'll talk about these different options. Okay, Oracle data connector integrator we can use. And again, if I use some terminology, those we not yet discussed, and we cannot spend now to discuss about those points. That is the reason I'm not trying to cover those. So I'll be talking on this point in the session. Okay, maybe once we get into the core sessions, definitely in one session will just spend some time and I'll show you some information which you have to understand related to that. That's how we'll cover. We have a different option.
Lakshman, another one question from me, saying that you have said about there will be if you have a physical server and the virtual. Can you just go to the page once?
Yeah, tell me. No issues. Go ahead with your question. Yeah, you are clear, right? Physical.
Yeah, so there will be a physical server and the virtual.
Yeah. Before you ask that question, let me give you one point. The physical servers they use just to generate the virtual servers. After that, there is no use of physical server. That the virtual
server. So there will be a user in Australia.
just for generation purpose only they will use, but the virtual servers will be supporting physical servers. After that, there is no much communication like physical server and virtual server. Just these will be maintained as a separate units. That's how it works.
So fine.
The data center.
Fine. See, in Australia, so because we have
Can you
if
be
any
loud?
client we may have world across the globe. Yeah, what I'm trying to say, ask you here is there will be a users or maybe having a clients across the globe. So in that case, so if so every time, say in any Australia, if I'm going to open any.
Srikanth, your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Okay, I'll take your question after some time. Okay, since there is some issue. Yeah, any other questions from anyone, please?
No, now it's clear to you?
Yeah, now it's fine. Srikanth, go ahead.
Fine. What my question is, today, I have 100 users in Australia and I have 100 users in USA and 100 users in India. After some time, there will be an expansion in our project or something, or the client may get increased. So every time if I'm going to any increase in the numbers of the users or something.
I'm sorry, still same issue. Okay, I'll take your question later. Okay, any questions from others, please? Any questions here?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Lakshman. Just one question.
So
actually, by looking into your demo, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So by looking into the demo, if I need to continue for like 1 or 2, 3 days, and then I can enroll for the class, so is that fine, or we need to enroll it on the first day?
Yeah, you can attend. You can attend a few classes, not an issue.
Yeah, because that will
One second, please try to understand. We are talking about some topic. If you have any questions related to that, you can raise those questions. If some generic questions are related to course and all, we can see in the end of the session. Please don't mind. My question here is, any questions from anyone related to this topic?
Yeah, Lakshman.
Yeah, please, Hitesh.
Lakshman Ravi here. Do you cover the BAP reports as well? Not exactly the query, but at least the process.
I'll just take you through how to write the query and how to convert into report definition, because that is a completely technical part, developing the reports and all. But it's like as introduction, I'll take you through the basic simple report definition. That's it. Okay.
Thank you, Lakshman.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Lakshman.
Yeah.
In the SAS model, if we have developed any report, BI report. Okay, so during the upgrade, who will take care that report during the upgrade? I'm talking about the custom report.
Yeah. See, who is developing, definitely they have to take care of that report. Say you are a functional consultant, but still you know SQL and all. Yes, simply you can prepare the report. It's pretty easy to develop that BA report. So once you will develop and you will be registering that same, means you will be creating the job, which is equal to request in EBS. You will be creating job, and that would be available to provision the access to user. Or else you are a just functional consultant, you are not dealing with the custom reports and all. Definitely there will be some BA developer. The BA developer will take care of that report definition and creating the job, and they'll keep available the report for the user access as per the requirement. That's it.
Okay, so even for the custom report during the upgrade, Oracle DBA will take care during the upgrade.
Yeah, there is some points which you have to understand when you do the upgrade. Okay, if you want to understand those points, when we talk about BA reports, when we are dealing with the BA reports, you can just raise that point. I'll explain you detail level what Oracle suggests in case of upgrade, how that can be managed if you have a custom report.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, and I have another one generic question. I will talk it after the.
Yeah. In the end of the session, we can see the generic.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Quick question, Lakshman. From a I know, like you mentioned earlier about existing ERP customers, right, who are already using some kind of Oracle ERP, right, R11, 12.
Okay.
Now, for them, you said re-implementation is the only option, right?
Yeah, only option.
Whether
Implementation only option. Otherwise, say, you know, like the EBS clients, there are many clients who are using Hyperion reporting, right? The EBS clients,
correct.
They take separate license for Hyperion. They use this reporting tool. But if any client is interested now who are using EBS, okay, EBS R12, that too after 12.1.3, there should be minimum 12.1.3 version. Okay, 12.1.3 minimum they have to be on this version, release 12.1.3 version. If these clients wants to use Hyperion reporting, Oracle is offering FAHRCS, Fusion Accounting Hub reporting cloud services. In that case, what happens is, whatever the data you have in the GL as a journals data, all the data will sync with the Fusion Cloud, Fusion GL, you can say. Fusion Cloud GL. In the Fusion Cloud GL, we have Hyperion reporting, which we call as FRS. Okay, Financial Reporting Studio. By using the Financial Reporting Studio, you'll be able to prepare the Hyperion reporting. By using the functionality called as Hyperion reporting, there is a one feature called FRS in Fusion GL. If any client wants to use the reporting tool called as FRS, which is a part of Fusion, they can subscribe FHRCS, Fusion Accounting Hub reporting cloud services, so that whatever the data you have in the GL in the form of journals in your EBS, that will sync with the Fusion Cloud GL. You won't get any access to Fusion application to do something. Only automatically data will sync from EBS to Fusion Cloud GL in the form of journals. The data will get stored in the S-based database, which is a part of Fusion applications. Once data is available in the S-based database, so you'll be able to prepare FRS reports. So once we get into the class, I'll show you that just navigation also from where you can access and all. But just this is a point which is a possible. Apart from this, everything you have to do EBS as a third-party application only. Any other questions?
So my question there, Lakshman, that was good. You explained. So the question here is, so who are these customers who are currently adapting to the cloud version? Is it new customers, or you see a trend from existing ones somehow going here?
Yeah.
Because a lot of modules got mixed up, a lot of consolidation happened. So if say we are using 12.2.4, right?
Yep.
And a path to cloud is certain modules got clubbed, certain modules that we using may not be there yet. So what is the path for them?
Yeah, fine. See here, the point is, the most of the customers cloud is new customers only. Again, the new customer, what size customers? Small and mid size, not large customers, big customers. Very few customers are going with the cloud because they are worrying about the security and all. Even Oracle is taking care of that. But at the other side, there are few banks also implemented cloud. For a few banking organizations also implemented cloud. Still, there are some clients who have some concerns about the data security and all, because it's going to be cloud. So most of the implementations on cloud are new customers only. The existing customers, what they are doing is, hardly they are going with this option. Okay. So FHRCS, that's what Oracle also targeted before they move to EBS to cloud. Why can't we sell FHRCS subscription to those existing clients so that they can take the advantage of FRS reporting? Okay, which is it's a very powerful tool to prepare the data. So even if they are not using the Fusion, at least they can take the advantage of reporting by based on the data which is available in EBS GL as a journals data. So that is a point we have to understand. And we don't see in the market some client is using EBS and few modules they are going with cloud and all. It's a very rare cases. Okay, that's how we have. Any other questions here, please?
So if it's small to medium, then typical implementation cycle you would think is like a 3-4 month cycle, then is it? Or is
Yeah,
it?
4, 5, 6, 7. Again, that depends. Okay, that depends on that their process and their presence. Okay, it's a less time only. Yes, if typically if it is a EBS for one client, say you implemented by taking 1 year time. For the same client, if you are going to implement these Fusion Cloud applications, hardly you need 6 months time or less than that. Again, that depends on team size also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Just
Thanks,
we'll
sir.
move on to next slide and we'll see the other questions. Okay. Maybe a few people may have to leave from this session. That is the reason we'll just move on this. So when you talk about cloud options, here these are the three options, three models we available: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid. When you talk about public cloud, so in case of public cloud, you can see that everything, the infrastructure and everything will be managed by a cloud computing company. So just will have access. That's how we can use. In case of private cloud, okay, private cloud with certain security model, they'll give you the access. So you can see that private cloud means on-site infrastructure with your own management or off-site private infrastructure with third-party management. Okay, here in case of public cloud, off-site infrastructure, that means you are not going to manage any infrastructure. Okay, you are not going to manage any infrastructure. Everything will be managed by cloud computing company, just will be accessing the application. In case of private cloud, on-site infrastructure with your own management. Okay, you will be having your own team, you will be managing the product, or else it could be off-site private infrastructure with the third-party management, or else you can ask Oracle. You can ask Oracle, I'll get the infrastructure and you manage it. Okay, you manage it with the help that you provision access to us to use that infrastructure based the products, whatever we are going to deploy within that will be using. That means you can buy the infrastructure and you can take you can ask the cloud vendor to help you on that, or else you no need to buy. That cloud vendor will be helping in all the ways, just you can take the subscription. Or else we have hybrid, which is a combination of public and private cloud. So here most of the clients what they are using is public cloud only. Okay, it's more secured. Even it's a public cloud, it's a more secured. That is the reason nobody is just getting the infrastructure. They are not getting any buying the server infrastructures and all. Just they are depending on the cloud vendors, and they are taking, in case of Oracle, simply they are taking the subscription they are using. They are not buying, they are not deploying the team to manage that infrastructure, which will be provisioned through this cloud technique. Okay, if you are going to use this combination, some part of applications you want to go with the public cloud, and certain sensitive data related applications you want to have your own infrastructure which will be monitored by that cloud vendor or some other team, that combination you call as hybrid. The applications and data are in the combination of private and public cloud. In case of public cloud, maybe only financial say for example finance applications and SCM applications, you may take public subscription from Oracle. Say you have HR data and payroll data. That data you may get some separate server infrastructure, you may deploy in that, and you'll have anyway that connectivity between those applications, and you'll be using. So this sort of model we call as hybrid, a combination of public and private, where few applications will be accessing which are managed by cloud vendor, and where the infrastructure also owned by that cloud vendor. Some other applications will be deploying in your own infrastructure, that too access will be provisioned with the cloud technique only. These two options, the combination of this public and private, you call as hybrid, but most of the clients are using only public cloud only. And this is a slide which talks about the differences almost we discussed. When you talk about on-premise applications, CapEx upfront investment. Yes, if you are going with on-premise. Now even Fusion also you can take the license. You can take the license from Oracle.
Lakshman, can I interrupt you here for a minute?
Sorry, your voice is very low.
Can I interrupt you here for a minute? I have a question to ask.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
So how are customization being managed in PaaS, PaaS?
How customizations are managed? Yeah. See, they'll provide on environment. There you can develop the customizations. You can develop any component, and they'll be giving the option to go and register. It's nothing but deployment we call. So in case of
I'm talking in
EBS, one second. Take example of EBS. In EBS, you develop one form, and you'll register that form, and you'll include in the specific menu. Where you are doing that, everything you are doing within the application environment. Okay, the directory access, everything will be getting to deploy that, to place that definitions and all. In the same way, here also the same similar privileges they'll be giving if somebody is going to opt for PaaS. That's it. Okay.
And what is, I'm talking this in relation to the public cloud.
Any cloud, the same option. It could be private or public. It's only depends on whether you are going to have your own infrastructure or Oracle provided infrastructure or your own team to manage that, or Oracle team will manage. That makes different. But in terms of this technical related, to say customizations and all, that job remains same anywhere. There is no difference in that. Okay, it could be private or public, that process remains same. Before that, application also remains same. There is no difference. Yeah. We'll run through these two, 3 slides. After that, we'll proceed with the questions. Okay, we'll spend enough time for that. Okay, so in case of on-premise, even Fusion also you can take as on-premise. You can take the license and you can install in your own server. In that case, that we should not call as Oracle Fusion Cloud applications. We have to ignore the term called as cloud. We call it as Oracle Fusion applications. Oracle Fusion applications means the applications, the Fusion applications which are installed in our own server. That's it. Instead of maintaining our own server, if you are taking the application access, okay, if you are taking the subscription from Oracle, in that case, you have to include the term called as cloud. That makes the difference between Oracle Fusion applications and Oracle Fusion Cloud applications. It's all about where applications are deployed. In your own server, don't include cloud. Those applications are deployed in the cloud vendor, virtual servers, then include term called as cloud. That's it. There's no difference apart from that. If it is on-premise, you can play with that. You can do any customization. In case of cloud, we can do the customizations. If it is a PaaS, if it is a SaaS, you cannot do that. That already we discussed. So that's what CapEx upfront investment. Okay, that means if it is on-premise, you have to buy the server infrastructure. Any upgrades and all need to be managed by us. We have to approach the data centers. So these are all annual support. It will cost very high. You have to get you have to get the team to manage the network and security access, etc. If it is any new release, outdated software will result the missed business benefits. Once new release will come, it's not easy for you to upgrade. You have to do at a separate project, upgrading that complete previous version to latest version. It may take months time. But in case of cloud, if you inform to Oracle today, it would be ready by tomorrow. That's how that much time they'll take. Hardly 1 day time they will take. So they'll upgrade that to the non-working hours. That is the time they'll choose to perform that activity. Here it's all about, in case of cloud, you can rent a flexible service, pay as you grow, and security and all, everything Oracle will take care of. No upgrades, but latest functionality via regular releases. Whenever Oracle will come up with a new release, your environment will get upgraded automatically. So that is a point we have to understand. And when you talk about what's new in the Fusion application, let me complete this. We'll have a questions and answers session. Okay, just give me 5 minutes, then we'll spend enough time for just any sort of discussions. So what's new in the Fusion application? There is many functionalities and many things which you can find as new, but I listed here few points to talk about as a what's new in the Fusion applications. Roles is a new concept in the Fusion applications. So in case of EBS, we have menus concept where menu consists of submenus and certain functions. Similar to the menus in Fusion, we have a roles concept. Okay, we'll work on that. And once we start with that, reporting in Fusion, we have a BI reporting and OTBI reporting and Hyperion reporting, which you don't see in the EBS. And FBDA. FBDA stands for file-based data import. These are the templates which we use for data conversions. Accounting. When you talk about accounting, for finance, there is no big change. But when you talk about SCM, okay, so we have a PO tab and receipt accounting, cost accounting. Okay, just I'll touch those points when we are working on these P2P and O2C cycles. Okay, finance, there is no difference that our SLA, subledger accounting, we have as this, but slightly they change the naming conventions. Apart from that, the accounting point of view, there is no change and all how the logic need to be managed. And BPM, business process management. In EBS, we have approval management engine, AME. So they replaced with the BPM, business process management, where you can define the approvals for your procurement or for your finance applications. So security console, which is almost equal to EBS sysadmin application. Okay, here only you can create the users and you can assign the roles and any sort of permissions you can set from security console only. And Fusion architecture, will go through the Fusion architecture. The architecture also they changed if you compare with EBS architecture, EBS applications architecture. That we'll discuss in the specific session, the separate session. FSM stands for Functional Setup Manager. So this is a place where we do all the application related configuration. In case of EBS, AP setups and AP, AR setups and AR. But in the Fusion, we are not going to do in that way. All the setup, any application related setups we will do in the FSM. This is a centralized place to do all the configuration. And implementation project, before we start doing the setups, we have to create implementation project. Is it mandatory? No. If you create, there are certain advantages. What are those advantages? How to create? What points we need to consider when you are creating the implementation project? We'll see. When you talk about implementation project, just you have to understand this implementation project just to manage the setup part. Don't compare this implementation project with actual implementation, what we do right from kickoff to go live. So that those are not going to be covered within this implementation project. What are the implementation project we create within the instance just to manage the setup part? That's all. And social networking, okay, inbuilt social networking also they are providing within the instance so that specific team can have a better communication within the application itself. Say I'm creating one invoice, I want to communicate the same with different payables users, saying that we just don't initiate any payment for this even due date, or else of course we can place the hold on that. Any sort of communications you can establish within the application itself by using the social networking functionality what Oracle is providing. And dashboards, the dashboards will provide great visibility. You don't need to go and search and identify the data. You don't need to spend time to go and identify what action you have to take, or else whatever the task you did and that is pending from which other employee or user. For all these activities, you don't need to spend any time. Okay, the dashboards will provide readily available information where you have to take action, where some other user has to take action, the tasks which you are performing, where you are responsible. It will give you more visibility, okay, on what you have to take action and what you have to consider, all the information. Once you get into application, you'll see that. RI stands for rapid implementation. Oracle is providing the spreadsheets where you can provide the data. That spreadsheet data you can submit to the instance. Automatically setups can be performed by RI sheets. Rapid implementation approach we call. If you want to create the primary ledger, say your legal entities and your operating units. Operating units in Fusion we call as business units. If you want to do all these setups, you no need to go to application also. Directly in the sheets you can provide the data. What should be the name for your primary ledger? What should be the name for your chart of account? What should be the name for your business unit or legal entity? The data you can submit to the application. Setups will be done by application automatically. The setups system will do. If you are doing the setups manually, you have to take the navigation, you have to go to so and so tab, you have to click on that, you have to click on create, you have to enter the data, you have to click on save. There is too much of work which you have to spend time with all the navigations and all. So by using the RI rapid implementation approach, simply you can just provide the data in the spreadsheet, submit, setup should be ready. And users, when I talk about users, here users are classified as implementation user and employee user. What is the difference? What sort of behavior the users will be having, that we'll discuss detail level. Enterprise structure in EBS, what we are calling as multi-org structure. In Fusion we are calling as enterprise structure. There is some slight difference if you compare with EBS. Those points we'll discuss. Okay, so that's all about this agenda for today. And apart from that, we have other point called as course curriculum. These are the areas we are going to cover. Primarily we'll be focusing on these 5 modules. Okay, GL, AP, R, CM and FA. These 5 will primarily be focusing. Along with that, yes, we'll work on the basic configuration on the Fusion tax. The EBS, what we are calling as I expense, that in Fusion we are calling as Fusion expense. In EBS, as a part of payables, you can create expense reports. That is possible, but Fusion it's not possible. Only the option is Fusion expense, which is I expense in EBS. And Fusion tax is nothing but EBS, EBT, e-business tax. Here we are calling as Fusion tax. I'll take you through the basic configuration flow in these applications. Along with that, anyway, we'll be working on the P2P and O2C cycles, and we'll be covering all these concepts, conversions, etc., etc. You can go through detailed course curriculum. So we'll be running all the classes, the fresh environment based with the latest version, and we'll go with the approach how we do the implementation for the client with that approach only. I'm not going to use any sample data, so everything will do from the scratch by following the sequence only. I'm not going to do anything offline to show you in the online classes. So everything we do online. Okay, within the classes only we'll be doing everything. Okay, when you talk about general ledger application, these are configuration, these are the concepts we are going to cover. When you talk about payables, these are the setups we are going to perform, these are the concepts which we are going to cover. So there are certain new functionalities also. Say simple example, cross currency payments. Yes, in the Fusion that is possible, which you cannot do cross currency payments in EBS. So that's how you can go through the course curriculum, the detailed curriculum you have. So otherwise you will be having question all the time, are we going to cover this or that sort of questions I may hear in the classes. So what you can do is one time you can go through the course curriculum so that you'll come to know what we are going to cover. So that would be good information for you. Okay, Fusion expense, etc., Fusion tax and P2P cycle and O2C cycle. So after completing this training, you will be able to work on implementation project, and you can implement financials alone without any other resource support. So that I'll make sure you will be in that position. Okay, so that's all about this course. Now we're done with that session. If anybody has any questions, you can stay back. Other guys, you may leave from the session, or else if you want to just stay back, yes, you can. Any questions from anyone, please? Any sort of questions?
Yeah, Lakshman.
Yeah.
I'm in a race, so please give me my answer.
Yeah, tell me. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Like there are multiple questions from different participants. What's your question?
Yeah, no issues. Like, hello, you can hear me?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm working as a SCM techno-functional consultant.
Okay.
Supply chain management, techno-functional. Like technical, I am taking care of 60 to 70%, and functional 30 to 20%. Like less than functional job profile.
Yeah.
So like after getting this,
when you say techno-functional, yes, I can understand. So see, when somebody is working as a techno-functional, I'm very sure like they don't get an opportunity of doing the implementation as a functional consultant, right? You may be having some knowledge, but that knowledge is not enough to work as a consultant to design the solution and to implement. So again, you are saying you have experienced SCM side, but now it's a completely finance. Just you have to think on that, which is the best for you, SCM or finance. But even SCM also, if you are going with this cloud training, but by learning SCM cloud, you cannot utilize previous experience also. You cannot showcase anywhere. you have good amount of experience on SCM cloud. Reason the cloud SCM, primarily SCM, not stabilized more than 2 years back. From last 2 years only it's doing good. So you can think on those points. You can think on those points directly. Just learning cloud when you have a technical experience in the past, that may not help you effectively. So these are the points you have to consider. Any other questions from anyone, please?
Yeah, Lakshman, I have a few questions. So the one is, these regular releases of cloud, are these free of cost, or is Oracle charging something from the customer?
Yeah, they're not charging. They are not charging.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I go for a fresh implementation to the client, what do I suggest? Should I suggest SaaS or PaaS, considering there might be some implementation or some customization coming up in the forthcoming months?
Yeah, one point here, as a consultant, we are not going to suggest anything. Okay. So when our client, our organization, if you are working for some consulting organization, there will be project team, right? Will be winning the project, to whom like they will be involving in that planning and execution and negotiations, etc. So before, when our organization win the project, once the client will award, that is a stage where they'll take their decision. Like they'll talk about all these points. Is there any scope? Some announcements are required. They'll study, right? They'll study and understand what is the actual process, business, and all. Based on that only, actually that sales, pre-sales teams will come into the picture, right? They will decide there itself. As a consultant, we are not going to do. Once everything is ready, okay, our company awarded the project, and they'll be making the project plan. Then we'll be getting into that project for execution of the project, not to make some decision to choose the what adoption is required, SaaS or PaaS. But
no, for suppose
there is a need. Yeah, got you. If there is a need, you have to understand whether the standard functionality will support that business process or not. If that is supported, yes, you can go with the SaaS. If it is not supported, only the best option is PaaS. But still, whatever the functionality, whatever the business requirement they have, that if that is not meeting with the standard application, you can check that can be managed by workaround or not. If that can be managed by workaround, the best option is going with the SaaS only instead of PaaS. Because already we discussed, if it is SaaS, whenever Oracle comes with a new release, that can be adapted by every client. So automatically they upgrade. To take that advantage, to avoid the challenges, so you may suggest SaaS option.
Okay, and if the pre-sales department suggests the SaaS option, and while running the system,
anytime you can convert into PaaS. Anytime you can convert into PaaS.
Well, that is what my point was, that it could be switched up to PaaS, right?
Possible.
Yeah. Okay. That solves my problem.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Any other questions from others?
Hi, Lakshman. I have a generic question actually.
Yeah, please.
See, when you are talking about the upgrades which are being taken care by the Oracle themselves, my question is, will the licensed customers be informed about what are all the features that got upgraded? Or will they be given any information on that, or should they have to put their hands into the application and investigate on their own?
Entire application level, they do that activity. See, when you say upgrades, all about patching only, right? The patches they'll apply, which will consist of the new functionality or enhancements or bug fixing related code. That's how that will get converted. There won't be any choosing for specific functionality, etc. The entire environment will be upgraded, converted. Then if you want to implement some new functionality, then you can make a plan and you can configure. That's how the client will start using. The entire environment they'll upgrade. That's it.
Okay, got it. And coming back to the students' point of view, as we are taking this course for the time being, which may possibly go for the downline for next 2 months. There is a vision that there is a update going to take place in Fusion. Maybe it is rolling on to R12. Is there any possibility that we also get exposed to the new version of R12? Maybe after the course is complete?
Oracle is not going to come up that much regular releases. See, they are coming up with the patch application on regular base. Okay, so every 3 months, 4 months, they are keep applying the set of the patches. Okay, but the version they are not changing. Version they are not changing. In the during this course, if any some in between, if they come up with some functionality and all, definitely. So I'll just add in that. That's how we can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So any questions from anyone, please? Fine. Seems to no questions. Then that's all for today. Okay. We'll connect tomorrow. Same time. I mean, okay. Tomorrow in the sense Friday, Monday. Okay. Our classes are Monday to Friday. Okay. And we'll connect on Monday same time. We'll connect on Monday same time, and we'll continue. Okay. Thank you all. Have a good day and good night.